Hey guys, what's up? My Password here with another video game review. Today we are doing Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. This game came out earlier this year, I think around, I don't remember the release date on top of my head, but I want to say summertime, um, or maybe late spring. But let's get right into this. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, based off of the Marvel comics, like basically the B team. You also have they're part of the MCU and the Marvel movies. So if you've seen the Marvel movies, uh, this game is very much like the movie. I think one of my favorite things about the game is that each character, that each of the Guardians is basically like what you would see in the their Marvel movie counterpart, as well as their comic book. Uh, I don't want to say 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. It is it plays gameplay wise, it plays like a very polished Avengers. If you guys remember the Avengers game that came out back in 2020, I think. Um, so yeah, it's a very fun game overall. The story is really good. The dialogue, the character development that you get from each character is very gripping. Um, it's a lot of it's very linear. I was expecting it to be more open, but it's very straightforward. You get some little exploration on a map. I wish you can explore the maps or explore the planets or the space a lot more, but hey, it's a linear game. But it's still really good. It works really well. I think it paces right with the story. I know there was I probably one chapter. There's 16 chapters. I think one of the chapters definitely was a little on the long side and it drew out. They definitely milked it out. But overall it was a good story. There were some emotional moments in the game um in in regards to Star-Lord and one of the characters you get to meet who is a kid. They do a lot of flashbacks of Star-Lord being a kid or Peter being a kid and seeing that um backstory, context, all that stuff. You get to meet some other surprise guests that you know from the Marvel movies as well. Um, they do have a little Easter egg of the Avengers game and the Spider-Man game, because they're both also Marvel games as well. So they kind of just threw it in there, but you'll find out for yourself where that is. Um, yeah, luckily there's no microtransactions in this game, which is nice because a lot of that's the gaming model now. But you get your skins by exploring the game. I think going through New Game Plus 2, you can get majority of the achievements in a singular playthrough, which is pretty cool. But I think this each playthrough took about, I want to say, 15. I think that's a good ballpark number, 15 hours. Uh, just going through it, going casually, not really rushing, but not really taking your time either. Each character gets its own abilities and skill points, and like little skill, not even skill trees, but they're just like a singular branch of abilities that work really well co-op. And yeah, I think one of my biggest complaint is that there's no sprint button. There's no sprint button whatsoever. I think that was my biggest gripe, gameplay wise. There was no sprint. Um, I wish there was, but there isn't. So that leave it at that. Performance wise, I had an issue trying to find a sweet spot to make it quality versus frame rate, and finding that good balance. It took me a while to find that balance, um, but we eventually got it. Uh, it is a demanding game. All my settings were basically low or minimum, except for like one or two settings, which doesn't quote unquote impact performance. So it's a demanding game for sure. But if you have a good PC or even on console, bam, there you go. They Yeah, it is single player. I thought there would probably be like co-op where you can replay like a chapter or something, but it isn't, but it does the job and it works. Um yeah, so I definitely recommend this game if you're a fan of Marvel comics, or if you're a fan of the movies or if you're or whatever. Um I definitely recommend this game. Uh I think it is a good one playthrough game. You might be able to squeeze in a second or third playthrough if you want to get 100% achievements. But like I said, you can get a, probably about three quarters of the achievements in one playthrough. Um, so yeah, I think the villains as well does really well in terms of making sure that the story continues. Um, So you'll find all that out if you play the game. But yeah, I think that's the simplistic version of my review. Thanks everyone for coming and listening to this review. You can take it however you want, um, but I'll put my um, socials down in the description. You can like and subscribe. You can put in the comments what you liked or didn't like, or whatever you want to put in there. Um, and go from there. And then we'll be making more video game reviews in the future. So if you want to check those out too, you're more welcome to. So yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video. So deuces.